So I just blew 45 minutes of guitar playing. Now I'm down here watching Indiana Jones in my car and looking at trains at the train station. Here we have a metro link. It's beginning to get boring. That's all it's running now. Union Pacific usually doesn't start running until sometime after 11, which is 15 minutes. At least the engine is in the front this time, instead of pushing the train. I gotta take this again. I haven't taken it in a long time. Since they made the extension out to Lancaster. Because what are you going to do? Yeah, I'd like to go to Lancaster. Then you get out and you kick some rocks and throw some dirt in the air and get back on the train and come home. And, I mean, I'll do it. It's fun because you're in a train and everything. I wish you guys could have heard me play tonight. I was on fire for once. I have a good setup on the amps, and someone was just remarking how good it sounded. So it kind of gave me. That's pretty cool. That's a long metro link for a metro link. Bye. There's a caboose. You know, you notice there's no cabooses anymore. Like lighthouses and all those cool things of the past, they're gone. Lighthouses have been taken over by buoys with little computer weather stations in them that just float in the ocean, popping out, you know, wind and water temperature and wind direction, water temperature, you know, shark poop, I don't know. There's a guy where I go get my smoothies. He actually made it tonight. I can't remember his name, but I call him Shark Boy because his dad, I guess, took him to see Jaws, and I got him on the sharks, and so they do a lot of shark things, and he's got some shark tattoos that look really cool, actually. I mean, you know, I go to Jamba Juice. Those are the people, I talk to these people every night. There's that guy, there's another guy, Joshua, there's another girl, Julie, she's very cool. I wish I was like 30-something years younger, but anyways, it's cool just to talk to these people because they have no idea usually what I'm talking about musically or anything. You ever heard of Pantera? Who? You ever heard of Kiss? I think so. There's one guy I just was naming off everything. He's 18. He never heard of Zeppelin. He never heard of anybody. I'm like, dude, you gotta, you know, listen to some music, like good music. So I gave him a list of stuff to listen to. The Julie chick, just because she's so cool, I gave her, you know, a copy of my one of my CDs, the Trick or Treat CD, for free, and an autographed copy of the poster, which you can get for $20. So today, when I was on my way to the doctor, there's a bridge right here that goes over the tracks, and that's the 5 freeway. So there's the train tracks, and then you keep going, and there's a road, frontage road, as they would say, and then the 5. So there's a guy at 5 o'clock. He had to pick 5 to make his statement and try to jump. and they closed down the freeway, every entrance and exit in Burbank and Glendale. Why? But whatever. That screwed things up for a while. Anyways, I just said screw it, and I blew right through it, and I went flying over the overpass. Not this one, but the one on Magnolia. And the cops were, you know, right on my butt, and they pulled me over. They go, "Didn't you see the sign?" I go, "No, I didn't see any sign. I'm in a hurry. I got to get to my doctor." They're like, "Okay, well, just try to be careful. We have a jumper, and we've closed down a lot of the, you know, the overpasses." I go, "Oh, yes, I've noticed." So, there you go. Oh, that's right. I put something up there to get smashed by the train, so now I got to go look for it. So, I am going to go look for that. See, I'm watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Dumb. That kid's freaking annoying, man. "Oh, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones!" She's cute, but how old are these? I mean, this is like 1984 or something like that. Spielberg was just spitting movies out. This and what did I just watch? Oh, Back to the Future, which I love. Choose between Back to the Future and this. Back to the Future, hands down. I'm just not into Indiana Jones. I'm not. I figured, well, it's been 30 years. Let's give it another try. This is like pulling teeth. But I've got the whole set, as you can see here. And since this is such a great... What the hell am I showing you? And here it is. Okay, so there you go. The whole set of Indiana... Oh, like that. Oh. Yeah. Dude, wake up. I gotta wake up, man. That's another thing. I was supposed to call... I've been trying to, you know, talk to this guy about something very important for like 7 years. And then finally last night I said, "Dude, can we please talk tonight?" Which is tonight. He's like, "Sure, no problem. Da-da-da-da." I said, "Okay, this is what time." Done. I told him. And I don't hear anything back. So I'm like, okay, guess it's cool. So even today, I'm like, all right, everything's good, everything's good, everything's good. I could see he was just on 8 minutes before, so I know he's there, but you know, nah, I'm not gonna say it. It's just like, dude, either do what you're gonna say or don't do it, you know. And you've been this way your whole life, and I'm not getting into it. Anyways, I'm watching this because I'm not talking to that guy. I should be talking to him, asking him very important questions. So let's get this done tomorrow. I'll get up at whatever time you think you need to talk, and we'll get it over with and be done. Yeah. I wish I would have had the microphone on. See, if I didn't have it plugged in, it would have still sounded pretty good because it would have had the, you know, stereo mic here on the camera, which makes it just sound big, but it's not as tight sounding as with the microphone, not me mic. And I'm like, oh, I'm really friggin' shredding tonight. And I was using the black and white stripe. Damn it. And then I went over and I'm like, cool. And I'm, you know, popping it, you know, unplug the mic, and I'm like, pick up the mic to put it in its little box, and I'm like, it's not on. I go, please say I turned it on. I checked it, and nope, no sound. So, alright, that's enough blah, 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 blah. I'm pissed, but I'm not. I'm drinking my smoothies. Very nice, too. You know, I order one, I get two. Very nice. And, you know, watching this. Sounds great.
What exactly was it?
Got an Alpine surround system. I don't know if you can see that.
You see, Captain?
See that.
A rock.
I do have a light on this thing, but I don't know how to turn it on. Let me see. Oh, shut up. This chick is... Oh, you're screaming.
Something connected. The Villager's Rock. And the old legend of the Shankara stones.
Dr. Jones.
There's the land, the land.
Vicious rumor. I seem to remember that in
Vicious
Honduras
rumor.
you were accused of being a grave robber rather than an archaeologist.
Well, the newspapers greatly exaggerated these.
And wasn't it the
man.
Sultan of Madagascar who threatened to cut your head
Oh,
off
here it
if you
is.
ever returned to his country?
Okay, see,
Your
so
hands,
here,
perhaps.
Alpine
Wasn't my
surround system.
I misunderstand.
Friggin'
Exactly
just
what we have here,
blows.
Dr. Joe.
This thing is like 500 watts, and the subwoofer is just amazing. But you know, cranking this up is gonna do nothing to show you because it's just talking and da da da. All right, well, so there's your train. I'm not gonna shoot it. I might shoot if I see a Union Pacific come by, because they don't stop. Of course, they just come blowing through, but they slow down to about 50 or 60 miles an hour. Pretty impressive if you're here. So maybe I'll shoot that while if I'm still here watching this. These movies suck. So I watched that, and then I've been watching, what is it, Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. Yes, so I've got season 1 and season 2, and I haven't really seen. I saw like 3 episodes of season 2. See, Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone. This is good. I don't know why. I don't know if they canceled it or, because I can only find 2 seasons to buy. And right now I'm back on season 1. I've seen like 3 episodes of this season 2 crap. This is a good friggin' thing. This is a good show. Of course, the good ones never make it, and it wasn't because of the pandemic. It's just bad marketing or whatever. Who knows? I mean, it's got action, it's got pot, you know, marijuana all over the place because that's what everybody likes to sell and do, and da-da-da. And, you know, gangsters and mafia type, and let's just say I know all about the mafia. They're not in the family now, but my mom's sister married into the mob, let's say. And her father-in-law wanted out, and everybody knows what that means, and he knew what it meant. You know, that's why he moved from New York to California, and they're like, you're still not out of it. He's like, well, you know, give me something to do out here. I just don't want my family, you know, so close to everything. So he moved his family somewhere out here where they, you know, were not many people. They, of course, they knew. But, anyway, so he said, okay, I really want out. There's several families that are, you know, trailing me, and they're gonna kill me, and I don't want them to hurt my family. They're like, okay, we'll make it, you know, we'll give you a Christmas present this year, and you'll be out of the mob, won't have to worry about it, your family will be fine. So he would come over to Christmas Eve parties and hand out silver dollars to all the kids, and he'd give me like 5 of them. I don't know why. But, you know, I'd get one, I'd go away, I'd come back, he'd give me one, go away, come back, give me one. And he knew I was taking, you know, all these. Probably because everybody else there was a dork or whatever. I was a dork, but, you know, it's just something about me. I'm cool. Anyways, Christmas morning, gets in his caddy, starts it, boom! So I asked my uncle, "Where's your dad? Is he coming over this year?" You know, because I like the silver dollars he hands out. And he's like, "No, he's not going to be here this year. He's having car trouble." Having car trouble? Yeah, blew up. So he was out, and so my uncle's like, "Okay," because my uncle wasn't made, you know, he wasn't a made guy, and you know, he had nothing to do with it, he thought. But they said, "Look, we need you to do some things. You know, you're not going to be in deep like your dad, but, you know, when we ask you to do some stuff, we'd like you to do it. Nothing big, just like get some people jobs," because he was working at Paramount and doing really good, and da-da-da. So he would do, most of the time, he'd do what they asked, and if he didn't, they'd sink, you know, his yacht that he had down at Newport, or the boat that he had up in Arrowhead, or I think he had a plane in Palm Desert or Palm Springs. They'd, you know, pop the tires on that, whatever. But the thing they loved to do was sink his yacht, especially when he was asleep in it. And finally they just stopped after, like, you know, 10, 15 years. They're just like, "Okay, we're done." Probably because all the old people that were saying, you know, telling them to do that died off. And then new people come in and blah, blah, blah. Alright, so that's your story in there. I wish I had that friggin' guitar video. Oh well. I already erased it because you cannot hear anything. It's just looking at me playing. Alright, I'm gonna try to do another one tomorrow. I hope I'm it's hot. It was like it was 98 today. It's supposed to be 100 and something tomorrow. That's just horse shit. I hate it when it gets that hot. But we'll see, because, you know, that messes with the guitars, but for some reason it helps me with my playing. I don't know why. Guess the heat and who knows? I don't know. Alright. Late. If I turn this back on, it'll be because Union Pacific's roaring by. If not, then I will see you tomorrow. I got my... It is cooling down nicely now. There's a nice breeze, and it's nice. Alright, I'm gonna go see about my thing I put on the track. See if it's smashed and if I can find it. Alright, bye.